This is Breaking News SF, bringing you the latest updates on major stories as they unfold. This is our second update on the developing story surrounding the fatal Cessna 208B Grand Caravan crash near Nome, Alaska. On February 6, 2025, the skies over Alaska turned tragic as the aircraft, operated by Bering Air, crashed just off the coast, taking the lives of all 10 people on board. The flight had departed from Unalakleet, a small village on the western coast of Alaska, heading to Nome. The aircraft, which took off around 3 p.m. local time, was navigating over harsh terrain when it suddenly experienced a dramatic loss in elevation and speed. In just moments, the plane plummeted from the sky, leaving behind only the wreckage of the once reliable Cessna. Search teams began looking for the plane shortly after it lost contact, but the recovery mission proved difficult due to the extremely treacherous conditions. The plane was found on an unstable ice floe, an area subject to shifting tides and freezing temperatures, making the rescue efforts even more hazardous. With ice breaking apart underfoot and the cold setting in, it took time for investigators to reach the site. Despite these dangers, local authorities, assisted by federal teams from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, successfully recovered all 10 victims. The identities of the passengers were confirmed in the days following the crash, revealing a diverse group ranging in age from 30 to 58. Some were lifelong residents of Nome, others had traveled there for work, and all left behind grieving families. Investigators are now focusing on the cause of the crash. While the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan is renowned for its resilience in extreme conditions, operating frequently in remote Alaskan regions, the possibility of mechanical failure, weather-related issues, or even human error cannot be ruled out. The weather on the day of the crash was particularly erratic. Alaska is known for sudden shifts in weather, with storms developing quickly and drastically affecting visibility and control of aircraft. Eyewitnesses near the crash site reported seeing the plane struggling in the air moments before the crash. Some mentioned hearing strange engine noises, and others described the aircraft flying unusually low. Such observations are significant, as they might provide investigators with clues about the aircraft's final moments. As part of the investigation, the NTSB is closely analyzing the flight data recorder, which could hold valuable information on the aircraft's speed, altitude, and mechanical status prior to the crash. They are also looking into the pilot's experience and whether external factors such as a sudden weather change played a role. Alaska's unpredictable weather often presents challenges even for experienced pilots, as storms can move in with little warning, complicating flight paths. The passengers aboard the flight, which included both locals and travelers, were headed to Nome, a city known for its harsh winters and reliance on air transport. Nome, with a population of just under 4,000, lies on the western coast of Alaska and is frequently isolated due to difficult road conditions and weather. This makes air travel a vital part of daily life, but also an inherent risk for those flying in and out of the region. This tragedy also raises concerns about air travel safety in remote areas. Small planes like the Cessna 208B are often the lifeline for people living in rural Alaskan communities, providing transportation to places that would otherwise be inaccessible. However, the harsh conditions these planes operate in also put pilots and passengers in precarious situations, especially when weather conditions turn against them. As the investigation continues, the residents of Nome and the surrounding areas have come together in a show of support for the families of the victims. Memorial services have been held, and flowers, candles, and messages of sympathy have been placed at makeshift memorials. The local community is known for its tight-knit bonds, and the loss of 10 lives has hit particularly hard. Alaska's landscape is often described as both breathtaking and unforgiving, and this tragedy serves as a somber reminder of the dangers that come with navigating its vast and unpredictable skies. As authorities continue their work, they hope to uncover answers that will provide closure for the families of the victims and help ensure that future flights are safer. In the coming months, the NTSB will release its final report, which will offer a more detailed explanation of the crash's cause. Until then, the focus remains on the families of those lost in the ongoing recovery efforts. Our thoughts are with the families, and we will continue to update you on this developing story as new information becomes available. For more updates on breaking news, subscribe to our channel.